You should now be able to solve all of the corners without looking at them. This next step, we're going to solve all of the edges. This up back piece over here, this is going to be the new buffer zone for each of our edges. We're going to be moving each edge to this particular location, executing the corner edge swap algorithm, and then moving it back into its correct location. This is going to be the undisturbance zone, so these three cubes. So therefore we can't move around this front or this middle or this back slice. And likewise, we can't turn this either. So that leaves us with being able to turn this middle slice, this left slice, and this slice over here. And this, I think I already said this slice. This is the new, or this is the piece that's on deck because this is on the undisturbance zone. So yellow, green. So yellow, green, and yellow, green is actually here already in the buffer zone. So that means that because if we execute this algorithm, yellow is going to be on top and green is going to be here. So we just have to execute it once and it's going to be in the correct spot. Okay, so that's solved. Next is orange, green. Keep in mind that I'm doing an orientation and permutation all at the same time. So what that means is, although this piece goes here, we have to bring this piece up in a certain way. So take, for example, if if I execute this algorithm, green is going to end up on top and orange is going to end up on the side. So that means that this piece, I want to make sure that I'm bringing it so that this blue is, or this orange is on the top and this blue is on the side. So that way when I put it back in the same way, the piece goes in correctly. Otherwise, instead of green, orange, it's going to come in as orange, green, and that's not desirable. So how do we do that? How do we make sure that it goes up in a correct way? Well, let's see. Green, orange. I want to move it down first. And if it's green, orange, okay, so I'm just keeping a track of where my index finger is. Index finger should be green. If I move it this way, this is green, and then I just move it up twice, that should be green. Now I execute the algorithm. Okay, so I think I did that right. And you could see it's in the right place. And it seems a little complicated, but it just takes a little bit of getting used to. Okay, so we've done green. Let's move on to the next one, which is orange, blue. Orange, blue. Now, I have to move this down, so that's orange. I move it over to this side now, and then move it up. Execute the algorithm. And move it back. And this is solved. Okay, next is blue, yellow. So blue, yellow. And all of this, moving it in here, this is all logic, and make sure you just do it backwards the same way. Blue, yellow. So blue, yellow. I want to make sure that the blue is on the top. Or actually, right, so blue, yellow, it has to go in that way. So I'd have to go like that. And then just put it back. And so it's solved correctly. White, red. White, red. So I'd have to put it this way and now bring it up here. and put it back. White, red, green, white. So green, white is back here, and this one's easy. I just have to flip it up. And another thing is, I keep on moving the middle slice like this or like this. You could also just do it like that. It's just a force of habit for me. I just like doing it that way. Okay. I think I screwed something up there for a second, but fixed it. White, blue. So white, blue is here. I just need to flip it up. The next one is orange, yellow. So orange, yellow. I'll move this down, move it to the side, and move it up. And the cube is solved. There's one special case that I wanted to go over for the edges, and that's if there are times where an edge will be flipped onto itself. So notice that this yellow-orange side, the piece is in the correct location, but it's flipped. Likewise, this orange-blue piece, it's in the correct location, but it's flipped. Now, the problem is when we're actually going through and solving the edges, if you noticed before, what we're doing is we're actually tracing a path. So one piece leads to another, which leads to another, which leads to another, which leads to another. If a piece is flipped onto itself, we're never going to arrive at that piece. So when you're actually looking out for pieces and you're trying to trace a path, as you did in corners, you should just make sure that there is no flipped piece. And if there is, then we want to deal with them one by one. In order to deal with the flip piece, all you have to do is put it into the buffer zone, execute the algorithm to get it to the undisturbance zone. So that will be the piece on deck. When we put it back in, we would just put it in as normal. So it's kind of like, and you'll see right now, you're going to put this piece the first time in one way, and then the second time we're going to put the piece in the opposite way, and that'll assure us that the piece gets flipped. So for example, let's do this one. So I'm moving it into the buffer zone. Now execute the algorithm and put it back in the same way you left it. Okay. So remember that that was the orange-white piece. Now the orange-white piece is here. Okay, so, or not the orange-white, I'm sorry, orange-yellow. So it's here now. If I want, now I just solve as normal. So yellow-orange, how do I put yellow-orange? Well, yellow-orange. If I want to solve that, it actually goes through this way. So let's execute the algorithm. Okay, so I put it down, and now up. So now this piece is solved. And that's basically it. I could do this other one too, just so you have another example. So if I want to solve this one, I can move this up. Okay, so the piece is here now. Okay, now I want to solve this blue, white. So blue, white, that actually doesn't go up this way. We want to bring it up that way. Okay, and that's it.